Hi, this is Neville Starick of Cynosure Counselling and Coaching. It's been a while since I've introduced myself, and some of you may not know who I am. So here I am. I'm a counselling therapist, an educator, a business coach to other therapists in private practice, and I've been operating my own private practice since 2014. What do? I help professionals prepare for and successfully navigate through significant life change. Not all life changes are equal. Life is change, and we mostly cope with the changes that we encounter. However, there are the other changes that can or will alter our lives. I call these significant life changes. Some life changes we choose to make. For example, a job change, a relocation, buying a house, getting married, starting a business. All of those are direct choices that we make. Some significant life changes find us. So there could be a job redundancy, the death of a loved one, health issues that crop up that you weren't expecting, and those kind of life changes are often unanticipated. Some significant life changes are a series of events that follow one after the other with hardly any breathing space in between. So you could have the birth of a child with a change of a job, with buying a house, all happening within a very short space of time. Some are combinations of circumstances that happen all at the same time, so it feels like you're getting inundated and there's no room to breathe. So significant life changes, they can overturn our world and can lead us to forget who we are, what we know, believe and value, and some or all of our capabilities, not to mention our picture of the future that we were working towards. My clients come to recognize significant life change as an opportunity for redirection to a better future than the one they thought they wanted, to value themselves and the journey they've walked, and to take brave new steps into a brighter future for themselves and for the ones they love. So how did I end up in this space? Well, I have my own journey with significant life change. I grew up as a third culture kid, which means that I spent 6.5 years of my childhood in a country that was not my parents' culture, and I experienced cross-cultural relocation from a very young age, with all the upheaval that goes along with that. As an adult, I've had my own career transitions. I started off in the education field as a school teacher, moved out of that into human resources administration, and then from there I moved into business training and then progressed into the counselling space. From there, I've also then moved into running my own business, which was a transition in itself. I have my own experience of international relocations, my own experience of burnout, and the experience of moving from employment to self-employment. I've reflected a lot on these experiences over the years and as a result of my training, and this has given me quite an insight into the things that can occur when significant life changes show up. So who do I work with? Well, my ideal candidates are professionals who are experiencing increasing or overwhelming stress, loss of all kinds, people who are experiencing uncharacteristic emotions and behaviors, emotional responses that are just not typical of you. They may also experience anxiety and uncertainty about the future, questions about their past or current decisions, and a lot of them may carry heavy burdens of responsibility that they feel they've got no one they can share that with. They may exist in environments where they don't feel they have anyone they can talk to about what's going on for them, and they may be having concerns about their ability to cope with life as it is. Now, what do I offer? Cynosure Counselling and Coaching, of course, has got two branches to it. From the individual professional side of things, I offer a counselling service, which is a non-medical, collaborative and customised approach to mental health. By non-medical, you don't need to go through your doctor to access me. I don't prescribe medication. I don't do diagnosis. I don't report to third parties. And there's no limit on the amount of service that can be accessed in 1 year. So there's lots of freedom to be able to work with you wherever you're at, which leads to the customized aspect of my business. I can utilize a wide range of creative approaches that can be adapted to you when you access the service. And my approach accounts for the physical, mental, social, environmental, and spiritual influences on your well-being. So I try to operate from a very holistic approach. It's collaborative in the sense that I'm working with your client, your goals as the client, your experience, your knowledge, your strengths, your understanding of your limitations, your preferences, your values, and your beliefs. And I rely very much on feedback from you to direct the process that we go through. My goal is to work myself out of a job. I don't expect my clients to sit there and work with me for years at a time, although I have had some that have. My goal is to get my clients to a place where they feel that they can get on with life, that they understand themselves well enough to keep going, knowing that I'm here as a resource if they need it. Reflective practice is another branch of the business that I offer, and reflective practice is different from counselling in that it's offering a regular space over a period of time for my clients to check in on how they're doing. It doesn't have to be related to a problem. It can just be a space that's a space for you. So you can look at what's going well, what are the challenges that I'm facing, how am I dealing with things, what am I noticing about myself, what do I want to learn about myself, how do I understand my context, what is my direction. I've had some reflective practice clients that have used this to do some assessment of their career and look at transferable skills, look at direction for the future. I've had others that have made it purely personal. They wanted to look at who they are and use it as a place for developing understanding of self. That is negotiated with you. The reflective practice space exists to give you a space to step back and take stock. Business coaching incorporates both individual coaching and group coaching for therapists in private practice, and I'm seeking to work with the person of the therapist and the person of the business owner and enabling them to marry those two things well and to be able to run a private practice that suits them and that achieves their business, financial and personal goals. So costs for all of my new clients, I start off with an initial consultation which starts at $220, and then we work from there to determine what it is that you need. Further costs can be discussed if you decide that you wanted to do more work with me after that initial consultation. How do you reach me? Basically, you just find a way to contact me. You can contact me through my LinkedIn profile. I'm going to include a calendar link so that you can book a call, and so we're not going to play phone tag, so that we can actually talk about what's going on. It's a free 15-minute phone call that's just giving you an opportunity to ask questions and for me to get a little bit of a sense of what it is that you're looking for. And then if you decide that you wanted to book an initial consultation from there, that would be a separate process. I just want to say that every counsellor is different. Research shows that successful therapy is highly dependent upon the connection between the therapist and the client. As such, I don't assume that I'm the right fit for every person that comes through the door, and I wish to give people the opportunity to check me out first before committing to any kind of process. So I hope that answers a whole bunch of questions. If you have any further questions that you would like to ask me, you're welcome to either book a call with me or to send me a message, and I will do my best to respond as quickly as possible. And I look forward to hearing from you.